Welcome back to another AMC Financial Astrology Update video. DD on AMC, you absolutely cannot get anywhere else. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. And today we're going to go over AMC's moon phase analysis, Gamestop's moon phase analysis, especially before earnings this week. And we're going to go over the SPY moon phase analysis, try to guess where the overall market's going to go. I'm also going to look at APE, and I'm going to tell you guys some dates into the future, just past this next week, on what I think the next month and October is going to look like for the SPY and for the overall market. I have important dates that I want to share with the moon lords for the future. And I also want to go ahead and do a quick recap before we get started. And before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button to show some love. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. This is DD. You won't be able to get about the market anywhere else. And don't forget to check us out at the Market Moonlord Discord, where I drop DD throughout the week. And as there's a lot of great people in there as well dropping DD. Let's get started. Welcome to the Market Moonlord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Okay, here's what I said about the SPY last week. I think we're going to keep falling that far. I think we're going to hang around this purple box a little bit, probably maybe touch a little bit under 400 just for a second and come right back to retest this purple box, probably by the full moon. We did continue falling underneath the purple Pluto retrograde box that we've been talking about for weeks. And we fell under 400 and dipped into actually 390. So it was a little bit further of a dip than I was expecting. However, I'm hopeful that this is potentially the last dip before we start going back to our purple box. And you can see we're hitting this trail line right here. So I'm hopeful that this week we will start seeing a reversal. However, there is a possibility that we do dip under this trail line and hit this moon phase support, which is going to be at 386. That is very, very possible. If we do get to that level, that's probably a good level to enter into calls for a full moon reversal, either going to take place 3 days before this week or not going to take place till the next week. So make sure you give yourself time on that. So if we do get a full moon reversal, I do see it taking us back to our purple line, maybe this support line up here, this resistance line around the 408. I'll probably get the calls for that full moon. So the 16th of this month would be a good expiration date if we see the full moon reversal coming in 3 days before for the 408 level. Now, it's really too early to say what's going to happen. We're just going off of historical trends. But as far as the indicators are looking, it doesn't look like we have any signs of reversal yet. But we did kind of hit this trail line that we had going on right here and started bouncing off of that. So I am hopeful that we do a little consolidating before we get the perigee moon, which is going to be on the 7th. And then and that's also 3 days before the full moon. And hopefully we start seeing a clear indication of a reversal. If you guys been watching this channel long enough, you know what we're looking for. We're looking for volume. We're looking for us to keep the supports. We're looking for the MACD to start squeezing. And we're also looking for the RSI to start going up. And those are all good indications for a full moon reversal. Of course, we want to be paying attention to the moves and potential catalysts. Okay, let's take a look at Gamestop. This is what I said about Gamestop last week. Okay, so we have Gamestop pulled up, and looking at the moon phase analysis for Gamestop, it is not looking good. We have absolutely no indication of a reversal. Lines, we have the next moon phase support at the $28 level. I know that's low, but it is possible we hit that before we start reversing on this waxing period. As you can see, we did dip underneath that line, but we kind of been fighting that level right here. And I am expecting, since we do have earnings for Gamestop on the perigee moon on the 7th, and that's 3 days before the full moon, I do expect us to see a reversal, reclaim this $28 level. And then if we get a full moon pop, it looks like 36 would be the next likely line. If it's a crazy pop, we'll be looking at 40. But I do not think we're going to fall much lower than this. Again, there's no real sign of reversal anywhere. We're way oversold, so we are due for one. The MACD did start squeezing lighter on the red. So I am looking forward to this week on Gamestop, only because there's a major catalyst for it. Before we take a look at AMC, let's look at what I said about it last week. We're heavily oversold. There's no sign of any type of reversals that we have here because there's no indication of a reversal. I do expect one, but it may be a little bit consolidating, maybe a little bit of a fall before we start reversing. If we fall hard, I do think we could fall to this line right here, which is going to be around the 755. I do think that is possible. Okay, so we could clearly see that AMC did fall. However, it did not go to the 750 line. I am prepared for that still to happen because that is the next level of support. But it's very likely that it's not going to happen simply because GameStop did fall to that support and AMC didn't, showing a little bit more strength. When we look at the RSI, it's not as low as GameStop and it's pointing up. The MACD has been squeezing lighter to the upside. The Vertex is starting to bounce up as well. So yeah, it does look like AMC may not go all the way to 750, but again, I am prepared for that. This week we do have the perigee, which is going to be on the 7th. Keep that in mind. I'm looking for a reversal coming into this late this week, 3 days before the full moon, to indicate that AMC will have some upside full moon reversal. If we do get a big full moon reversal this week, I am looking at this 988 level-ish, you could say. And then if we get a crazy pop, which will probably lead into not this week, but the next week, if we get continuation on a full moon pop, I'll be looking at this level of support at the 1126, and that will also put us back into this trail line that we've been respecting for a very long time now. As you can see, I'm not making this too complicated. It's pretty clear what's been going on with the moon phase analysis the last couple of weeks. Now, let's take a look at Ape real quick. Now, we know Ape did not fall into a full moon on the IPO, nor did it fall into a new moon on the IPO. So Ape is not a good moon phase candidate stock like AMC is. However, it did IPO exactly on the apogee moon, which is a moon phase. Apogee moon is when the moon is furthest from the sky, and that could be a sign of an indication of reversals with the overall trend of the market as well. Now, this week we're going to be hitting the perigee on the 7th, and that is very I'm very optimistic for a reversal for that. We can see that we did break this major downtrend last week. We're still kind of back in it, but we did try to pop above it. And I'm looking forward to this week for a potential reversal this week on Ape, which will also put AMC plus Ape on the same exact level. And if you look here, it actually did break the downtrend. So I'm looking forward for Ape this week and then the following week as well. For the ones that don't know, a perigee moon is when the moon is closest to the sky. Apogee is furthest, a perigee is closest. So whenever those two things happen, you can see reversals depending on what start you're looking at, and Ape is a very good one to look at for that. And we can see that we finally got some buying volume coming into that perigee when the moon's starting to get a little closer to the earth. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. You guys let me know what you think in the chat, what you think about AMC, what you think about GameStop's this week on earnings, what you guys think about the SPY, and of course what you guys think about Ape. Now I'm going to really quickly go back to the SPY and tell you guys some important dates that I'm looking at for the overall market reverse. For the moon lords that have been here for a while, you guys know the purple boxes that we're looking at right now are the Pluto retrogrades, and we typically do not fall underneath those boxes, and we have several times during this Pluto retrograde. But I'm led to believe that we're going to get back into that box, and then when we get back into the box and we enter the yellow boxes, which is the Pluto shadow period from that retrograde, we typically climb in that period. Okay, now we are almost through that purple box. I do think we're going to go back into that purple box before October 8th when Pluto goes direct. Keep that in mind. And then I think we're going to continue to go up during the Pluto shadow period. I think this is very important because I think the pain in the market is in the fourth quarter. We're in the end phase. Take a look at this video real quick. And if you guys want to watch the whole video in detail, the title is down there. There's so much we can go over when we talk about astrology. But one thing I want to mention was the fact that Pluto went retrograde a day before eclipse. Pluto is the last planet of zodiac, the slowest moving planet in our solar system. When it's making a move, you pay attention. So much so, Even Yahoo Finance is making an article about Pluto retrograde. The first thing they say about Pluto is it's the planet of transformation and destruction, and I can't disagree. It's about how it's in the sign of Capricorn and it's been there since 2008. And Capricorn deals with structure, things being stable, business, karma. Pluto is not playing in the sign of Capricorn, and if you look back at that screen that I had on before with that book, it talked about how since Pluto entered the sign of Capricorn in 2008, that's when all that shady stuff started arising. Now Pluto is at the end of Capricorn, and all that shady stuff that's also been happening since Pluto rules things hidden, working behind the scenes, working indirectly, all that karma is going to come to a climax when Pluto goes forward again and crosses that 29th degree of Capricorn and goes into the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is the sign of the people. But that's in the future, but not really that far away, and something we all should be paying attention to. But I also want to talk to you guys about this current Pluto retrograde that literally just started the day before the eclipse on Friday. Okay, so if you're original Moon Lord, you know how crazy I can get with these charts sometimes when I go in on my finance. You all can go back and watch that video in detail. There's a lot more information going on there, especially with what's happening with Saturn, which is also going to be out of retrograde in October. But you can see here, October 8th, Pluto will be going out of retrograde. And if history repeats itself based on financial astrology, the market's going to have some upside. Now, I'm not going to lie. Pluto is going to go direct right on top of the USA's Pluto. And that's pretty of a big deal. It's like when a planet is retrograde, it's almost like building up to something huge. And Pluto is literally that planet that has huge fluctuations, huge sudden changes. Now, it represents power struggles, endings and beginnings. We could very well see the USA either come into a brand new beginning of power, brand new beginning of, new ways to manage the financial system, or we could see a complete collapse. Okay, seriously, because it's on top of the Pluto of AMC, and this is something that won't happen again in our lifetime. Pluto takes over 100 years to go all the way around. But if we go based on history, it looks like this could be the turning point when Pluto goes direct. Now, I have an article pulled up on Forbes when it's basically talking about when will the bear market end, and they're pretty much saying the average bear market starts or lasts 280 days. Okay, and this bear market started beginning of the year, and so it looks like there's, based on what Forbes is saying, which is like what, 11 days after Pluto goes retrograde or goes direct from the retrograde, that October 9th, the market could be done with the bear market. So this is a very important dates to remember. When we get closer into it, I'll get in more detail about this stuff. You let me know what you guys think, but I'm trying to, save my dry powder. I think AMC isn't going to squeeze until we get through this bear market anyway. So I am going to be playing, when it looks like things are going to pop on a full moon, new moon. But I do also think that we're going to be looking into late October before we start seeing crazy rallies in the market that we've been waiting for. And then 2023 could look pretty good. It's just a matter of where this Pluto goes when it comes to the USA's chart. That's a little, suspect, a little sus, right? Because it's going to be a huge moment. But this is the date that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me know what you think about it. I'll leave it there for today. I hope this video helps you guys. Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. For DD, you're absolutely not going to get anywhere else about the market. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here, and I also appreciate you guys hitting the like button. Don't forget to check us out at the Market Moon Lord Discord. A lot of great people in there, and I drop DD along with everyone else throughout the week. Until next time, I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. Till next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.